Welcome to the video lecture on passing of arrays to a function. In the present video, we'll learn pass arrays to a function in C, ways of pass arrays to a function in C, declaring blank subscription notation, defining the size in subscription notation, use of the concept of pointers. Pass arrays to a function in C. Passing more than one variable of the same type to a function is required by various general problems in the C language. It is seen as an important task to pass arrays to a function in C as to be passed as the actual parameters from the main function. Some amount of number is required. For instance, a function in C that sorts the 10 elements in the ascending order. In order to be passed as the actual parameters from the main function, these type of function will require 10 numbers. In this case, instead of declaring those 10 numbers that are different from each other and then passing into the function, user can declare and initialize an array and pass that into the function instead of declaring 10 different numbers and then passing into the function. Doing this will automatically resolve all the complexity as the function will now work for any number of provided values. It is also known fact that array name consists of the address of the first element. The users must take note that they only need to pass the name of the array in the function that is mainly intended to accept an array. The array that is specified by the array name and defined as the actual parameter and will be automatically referred by the array that is defined as the formal parameter in C language. Let us have a look at the methods that are used to declare a function that receives an array as an argument. Here are three ways to declare the function that is intended to receive an array as an argument. The first way includes the most widely used technique, that is declaring blank subscript notation. Here is the syntax for the same. Return type function, within the parenthesis type array name and blank subscript notation. The second way is also a most widely used technique, used optionally to the first way. It involves defining the size in the subscription notation braces. Here is the syntax of the same. Return type function, type array name, the actual size will be given. The third way is that basically a general method that includes the use of concept of a pointer. Here is the syntax for the same. Return type function, type star array name. Here star indicates the pointer. Now let us explain these concepts with an example. The first way includes mostly wide used technique, that is declaring a blank subscript notation. Here void sort array int empty subscript. So here this is function declaration or prototype. Then this is the main function. In the main function, we are inputting the values for this array 0, 5, 7, 1, 3, etc. Now we are calling a function called sort array by giving the array name, which is nothing but the address of the one-dimensional array, which is nothing but the address of the first element 0. Now void sort array is the function definition where we are declaring the array and the empty subscript. Int I and j temporary are the variables. Now we are using a nested for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. For j is equal to I plus 1, j is less than 5, j plus plus. If a of j is less than a of I, swapping takes place. And when the all the iterations are over, print array after sort in ascending order. So now output will be print array after sorting in ascending order. We have given 0, 5, 7, 1, 3, but in ascending order we get 0, 1, 3, 5, 7. So thus we can pass a one-dimensional array as an argument to a function. Now the second method is that instead of empty blank, some size can also be mentioned. If you look into it, minarr is the function name and it has arguments array, empty braces, and its size is separately given as int size. Now int minimum array 0, int I is equal to 0, and we are using a for loop for giving all the values of the array. Now we are assuming that in the beginning first element is equal to minimum. Now int main, int I is equal to 0, minimum is equal to 0, declaration and initialization of the array. So we are initializing the array with the values 5, 4, 2, 0, 1, 6. And here we have not mentioned the size, but compiler automatically counts all these numbers and that will be taken as the size of this one. Now this is the function call minimum is equal to minimum array numbers, comma 6. So these values are taken and the function call will be executed. Function definition will be executed after function call and the values will be printed. So finally, after checking it, the minimum value is equal to 0. Hence, it prints min number is equal to 0. Now, returning array from the function. Returning an array in the C language is very similar to the passing the array into the function. While array is passed into the function, the name of the array is returned from the function. Here is the syntax to make the function to return an array. Int star function name, some statements that is to insert it, return array type. Now let us see an example here. First we have declared an array and also initialized arr5 is equal to this one. Now we are declaring a pointer variable star p and that is a function called sort array r and I. Now we are asking to print the sorted array elements by using this for loop, because in the for loop we put the printf statement. And star of p plus I, p is a pointer and every time I is included added to them, I is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. And star of pi means whenever we are getting a new address, the value stored in that address will be printed. Now let us come to the function here. Int star sort array int a, this is the function definition. Here int I comma j temp, for I is equal to 0, I is less than 5 plus plus, for j is equal to j here there should be j plus 1, j is greater than 5, j plus p. If a of j is less than a of I, the comparison will be made and if necessary swapping will be done. When all this execution is over, when the program is completely executed, the displayed sorted array will be 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. 5. The main difference is that we are using the addresses and pointers for returning the multiple values. Thus, in the present video, we have learned pass array to functions in C, ways of pass arrays to functions in C, declaring blank subscript notation, defining the size in subscript notation, use of concept of pointers. Thank you.